What's the waterfall way of work? The way that you're learning in school is called waterfall. Waterfall is a phased approach of work. Requirements: research, design, develop, test, release. But what does that mean? Really? How does the waterfall way of work work? Let's run through an example of waterfall. Let's say that you're hired by a company to make a scooter. You have a year and a half to make that scooter. You make a plan for the whole thing. You're going to do your requirements where you gather all the information that you need up front, and then you do all your research, and then you do all your design, and then you go into the development phase, and then you do your test phase. Everything is sequential in waterfall. Everything happens before the next. There's no design happening in the development phase. There's no research happening in the design phase. It's all in steps. You go out in the world and you go and talk to people. Of course, they want everything under the sun. They want a GPS, and they want a backup camera, and they want a cat chariot. They want to carry their cat around. Who doesn't want to carry their cat into the world? They want it all. You write it all down. You've got your requirements phase done, and you move on to the next. And now you're in the design phase, and you design everything that it would ever be. You design the cat chariot and the AI and the GPS and everything that the scooter is ever going to be. You're going to spend 3 months doing the whole thing all at once. And then it gets into development, and the developers build it in chunks, and they spend a whole year building it. They're going to build the wheels, then they build the body, then they build the motor, then they build the cat chariot, and then they put it all together. And it goes into the testing phase a year and 3 months in, and they're done the test, and it's ready to launch. You just spend a year and a half building this. You finally launch it to market. Wow. Look at it. It's glorious. Your cat is going to be so happy. But all of a sudden you realize that nobody wants it. The market's changed. This person told you that they wanted a GPS and they wanted a cat chariot at the time, but then their life changed. The circumstances around them changed. Now they have a smartphone, they don't need a GPS anymore, and their cat ran away. They just ended up buying a bike 6 months ago. Meanwhile, your team worked 18 months and didn't talk to anybody while they did it. They didn't talk to any users. They didn't validate anything. They just worked behind the scenes, phase to phase to phase to phase, and delivered 18 months later. They just spend all that time and money delivering a scooter that nobody wants. You may have been on projects before where this has happened to you. You work for so long on a thing that's so complicated and hard, and you develop the perfect result, and you do it, you deliver it, and it may not even get used. This is how people are trained. You might be thinking to yourself, this is fine. This is how it is. There is a better way of working, Ux. There are better ways and more effective ways to deliver value to whomever in the world. It's called Agile. But first, we'll sum up the rules of Waterfall. You do everything in phases. You do your research, and then you do your requirements. And then you do your design, and then you do your development. And then you do your testing. Clients and users don't see anything until the end. If you mess up or you learn something new, you don't change anything because in theory, the product requirements are already set in Waterfall. You don't incorporate feedback until you're finished the project. With Waterfall, you deliver what you agreed to, no matter what life throws at you. Here are some typical Waterfall deliverables. Product requirements document, work contracts, research reports, full design specifications. Next, let's learn about the agile ways of work.